There's a 2,200-year-old scroll that proves that Jesus is God, and we're gonna watch a video to find out why.
Qumran, the Isaiah scroll, dates back over 700 years before Christ, and yet it describes his life with astonishing accuracy. How could a document, centuries older than its subject, predict the events of Jesus' life down to the details? Join us as we delve into the prophecies of Isaiah 53 and uncover the divine proof that Jesus is God. The discovery of the Isaiah scroll is one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. Found in 1947 among the Dead Sea Scrolls in the Qumran caves, this remarkable manuscript is one of the oldest and most complete biblical scrolls ever uncovered. The Isaiah scroll stands out for its incredible preservation and the extensive content that mirrors much of the book of Isaiah contained in the modern Bible. Radiocarbon dating and paleographic analysis have dated the Isaiah scroll to around the 2nd century BCE, making it over 2,200 years old.
This book was written at least 200 years before Jesus was alive, and it prophesies things that Jesus would do.
Timeline is crucial as it places the scroll's creation at least 200 years before the birth of Jesus Christ, providing a window into the Jewish texts and prophetic traditions that predated and anticipated early Christian theology. Scholars have meticulously analyzed the text to confirm its authenticity and age. The methods used include comparing the writing style to other known texts of the period and detailed radiocarbon dating of the parchment itself. These studies have reinforced the scroll's origins in the Hellenistic period of Jewish history, a time of rich theological development. The significance of the Isaiah scroll's dating is profound, as it serves as a tangible link to the past, directly connecting modern readers with the prophetic traditions that shaped the foundations of Christianity. By confirming that the text predates Jesus, the scroll provides an unbiased pre-Christian witness to the prophecies associated with the Messiah, a cornerstone for those who argue for the prophetic fulfillment found in the life.
For people who at least believe in God, this is an amazing argument for that Jesus was the Messiah. Because when you really read the book of Isaiah, he's talking about he was led like a lamb to be slaughtered. Like, who else was led like that? Jesus was led like that. He was killed. He was the sacrificial lamb for everyone's sins.
Of Jesus. Isaiah 53, often referred to as the suffering servant chapter, is renowned for its detailed prophecy about the Messiah. This chapter, part of the Isaiah scroll found at Qumran, provides a series of prophecies that Christians believe were fulfilled in the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Here we examine some of these key verses alongside their New Testament fulfillments. Isaiah 53 verse 3. He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Fulfillment. John 1 verse 10 to 11. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. This verse captures the essence of Jesus' experience on earth, particularly his rejection by his own people, despite being their Messiah. Isaiah 53 verse 5, but he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. Fulfillment. 1 Peter 2, chapter 24. He himself bore our sins in his body on the tree, that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. By his wounds you have been healed.
How obvious that has to be when you read Isaiah 53 verse 5. He was pierced and bruised. Like, who else? Jesus was pierced. He was literally nailed, literally pierced by nails and nailed to the cross. And by his stripes we are healed. He was whipped. He was flogged.
The crucifixion of Jesus, where he was literally pierced as described in the prophecy, underscores his role as the bearer of humanity's sins and the source of spiritual healing. Isaiah 53 verse 7, he was oppressed and afflicted, yet he did not open his mouth. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before its shearers is silent, so he did not open his mouth. Fulfillment. Matthew 27 verses 12 to 14. When he was accused by the chief priests and the elders, he gave no answer. Then Pilate asked him, "Don't you hear the testimony they are bringing against you?" But Jesus made no reply, not even to a single charge, to the great amazement of the governor. Jesus' silence before his accusers during his trial parallels the prophecy of a submissive, silent sufferer, further solidifying the prophetic connection. Isaiah 53 verse 9. He was assigned a grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, though he had done no violence, nor was any deceit in his mouth. Fulfillment. Matthew 27 verses 57 to 60. As evening approached, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who had himself become a disciple of Jesus. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body, and Pilate ordered that it be given to him. Joseph took the body, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and placed it in his own new tomb that he had cut out of the rock. Jesus' burial in the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea, a wealthy man, aligns with the prophecy of the Messiah's death among the rich. Isaiah 53 verse 12. Therefore I will give him a portion among the great, and he will divide the spoils with the strong, because he poured out his life unto death, and was numbered with the transgressors. Fulfillment. Luke 23 verse 33. When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified him there, along with the criminals, one on his right, the other on his left. Jesus' crucifixion between two thieves fulfills the prophecy of being numbered with the transgressors, emphasizing his identification with humanity's sins. These prophecies and their fulfillments provide compelling evidence for many believers of the divine nature of Jesus' mission, as foretold by Isaiah and confirmed through the events recorded in the New Testament. The accuracy of these predictions, written centuries before Jesus' birth, and their detailed fulfillment through his life acts as a powerful argument for the prophetic tradition within Christianity, showcasing the deep interconnectedness of the Old and New Testaments. While the New Testament provides a religious narrative that aligns closely with Isaiah 53, it is important to consider external sources that corroborate aspects of Jesus' life and the early Christian claim of his fulfillment of prophecy. Historical validations from non-Christian sources add an additional layer of credibility to the biblical accounts. One significant reference comes from Tacitus, a Roman historian, who in his Annals written around AD 116 mentions Christus, Christ, who suffered under Pontius Pilate during the reign of Tiberius. Tacitus's account, which aims to
Yeah, and I always remember, like, there's so many other historians who wrote about this person named Jesus, or the effects that he had during that time. Therefore, he had to be a real person. And if you think about this, so the Bible's not all written at the same time. It was written written by about 40 different people. And how would one person be able to write something that was 200 years before Jesus? How would those things be fulfilled if it wasn't from God?
Explain the origins of the Christian movement in Rome indirectly confirms the New Testament timeline and the execution of Jesus. Another noteworthy source is Flavius Josephus, a Jewish historian who wrote Antiquities of the Jews. Josephus mentions Jesus referred to as the Christ and notes his reputation as a wise and virtuous man. This acknowledgement by Josephus not only confirms Jesus' historical existence from a non-Christian perspective, but also complements the biblical accounts of his influence and the circumstances of his execution. As we've explored the profound connections between the ancient prophecies of Isaiah and the life of Jesus Christ, validated by both biblical texts and external historical sources, it becomes clear how deeply intertwined prophecy and fulfillment are in the Christian faith. These insights not only enrich our understanding, but also reinforce the foundations of Christian belief in Jesus as the divine Messiah. If this exploration has moved you or sparked a deeper curiosity about the Christian faith, I invite you to take a meaningful step today. If you feel
There's so many historical evidence for Jesus that actually he walked on this earth. He lived a life that no one could live. He died the death that he didn't deserve. He rose again in 3 days so that we can be saved. So I encourage you guys, if you've been thinking about this, if you've been pondering about this, to really seek Jesus, to look into Jesus and really ask him, are you real? Ask him to show himself to you so that you can experience his love, experience him, because he's longing to have a relationship with you. Guys, I encourage you to do that. If you do that, you'll experience so much joy, so much peace within your life. He will be with you through in the difficult times. He will be with you during the storm. So I encourage you guys to do that today. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. Please comment down below. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you guys are thinking. And if you haven't, please subscribe. My name is Elijah. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I think you're going to like this video right here. So click on this one. You're going to enjoy it. Peace.